Here's my blank native front page. So let's add some items to this so we can see the kind of things that are going on. Over into Mendix. Now, there are all sorts of widgets that have been created that will work on your native device. Very similar kind of list to what you would expect with a web app, and they'll work in sort of the same way. We also have building blocks. So let's use some of these building blocks, why not? Let's have, for example, we could pick image, yeah, that'll do. I'll just pick an image and I'll drop it on here. And what the image has got is it's got an image and some text. Let's see what that looks like. I'll recreate the app. Over here, there we go, that's good. So we can configure this a little bit. Let's say something like students. I'm just double tapping and I'm just editing it in the dialog box here. So let's say view add students, something like that. Recreate the app. There we go, just like that, that's fine. Obviously, if I had more time, I could change this picture and customize it more, but that's absolutely fine. So let's carry on using the same ideas and metaphors that we did before. Let's have a little button here that would enable us to actually view add students. So to do that, what I would do is I'm going to add a little layout grid. I'll just pop it over here. I'll use 9.3, and what I'll do is I'll just drag these two elements into here like that. Now I'm going to add a button here to open a page to actually view all the students, but we haven't actually created that yet. So let's do that at this step. I'm going to do a right mouse click, add a page. Obviously we're going to add a page from the native mobile templates. Now in the same way that we've got front pages, we've got forms and lists. So if you think about the logic of what's going on here, we want to tap on that button and we're going to view a list of students, all the students. So I'm going to tap on lists, and we've got a whole bunch of list styles available to us. I'm just going to pick the double line one here, and let's call it view students because it's going to show lots of students. Click on OK. There it is. Now it's the same idea, the same metaphor that we've seen in Mendix before. It's got this template's got a data container inside it, but it doesn't know what it is exactly that it should be showing on this page. So I'm going to double tap and I'm going to point the data source of this thing to be student. Click OK, and then we'll just let the wizard do all the hard work for us. There it is. So I'm just going to save that. So this is going to be a list of students. Now I can go back to my home native page and let's add a button. Let's add a create button. And we just pop it in there. And what are we going to do? We're going to, oops, no, wrong. Let's add a open page button. Sorry, that's better. And let's open up the view students page. There it is. Now I can change this to use the greater than symbol because that's a familiar kind of metaphor that's used in Mendix a lot. Okay, let's recreate the app. App is running. Let's have a look, see what it looks like. See, it's getting ready. Okay, so here's my native front page. I've got the text, I've got a little button here. When I tap on this, what it's going to do is it's going to enable us to travel through to that view students page. And there we are. There we have all the students that are available to us. Now, of course, these are made up students with made up names and made up KID numbers and addresses. but you can see they're in a long list. Now this page is a bit messy, so let's tidy it up a little bit. We don't actually need to see all of the details for all of the students on this page. Let's just have the ID number and the name of the student. So let's go back over here, open up the View Students page. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a right mouse click and I'm going to delete some of these attributes. Now, of course, all I'm doing here is I'm saying don't display them. I'm not actually deleting the actual data source. Let's try that. Save it. Back over here. There, that looks a bit better. I think we can actually make it slightly nicer. Back over here. So I've not really talked too much about sort of style and design. There are paths that you can take on the website that talk about how to style and design your Mendix app. Generally, I'm just going to use the style and the designs that are available in the standard templates. So let's go into the properties anyway for this. And what we can do is we could say, for example, we could change the text style for this thing to be like a heading. I'm just making this up. Let's make it heading 5. I'll leave that one as just plain text. Let's see what that looks like. Back over here. There we go. Yep. So you can see that's slightly bolder. It's kind of quite close to the edge of the screen here. So what we could do is we could add a little bit of spacing there. So I'm just going to tap on here. If we go into styling, you can see we've got a way to specify the space on the left. Let's just make it small. I'll do the same for student name here, space on the left, small, recreate the app. And there we are. That looks quite nice. Now we can scroll up and down the list of students that we have. Now the next step will be for us to actually create the ability for us to actually tap or click on one of these students, and then from there to travel through to a page that displays all of the student data. So we'll do that in the next step.